Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So how's everybody doing today? I hope everybody is doing well and staying safe. Today I'm going to do a stitch tutorial, and I'm going to show you how to crochet the woven shell stitch. Isn't that pretty? It's such a nice thick fabric. It would be great for many things, and it is the same on both sides, so it does look the same. It's not hard at all either. You can single crochet and you can double crochet. You got this, because I'll show you how to do the rest, so don't be intimidated by it. This has many uses. I think if it was made out of cotton, it would make great, nice thick hot pad, placemats, make a nice rug, and you could use it for a nice thick sweater too if you wanted to. Yeah, you know, many things. It's just a very nice thick fabric. So what do you say? You guys want to go ahead and get started on it? Remember, it's easy. You got this. Let's do it. As always, I want to mention not to forget to subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on any of my videos that I put on. And don't forget to check out my hundreds of other tutorials that I have on as well. I have anything that you could ever want to make and multiples of them. Okay, for the purpose of this stitch tutorial here, let me turn this light on here. All right, I used Mainstay, which is Walmart's brand, 100% acrylic yarn. It's a medium weight number 4, and the color I have here is, well, it's just blue. I can't find the name, but I'm sure it's just blue. Anyways, you guys probably see the name. I don't see it. Anyways, it's this blue here. And then for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to be using a size J, which is a 6mm crochet hook. Now remember, you use the size depending on what you're making. Now this stitch is done in a multiple of 6 plus 2, which means that your beginning chain needs to be evenly divisible by 6, and then you add 2 more to your base chain. So what you do is you chain in 6s until you get to your desired length, whether you're making a scarf or a big blanket. It would make a beautiful blanket. You just chain in multiples of 6 until you get to your desired length, and then you would add 2 more to your base chain. All right, so once you get your multiple of 6 plus 2, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start row 1. Row 1, we are going to put 1 single crochet in the second stitch from the hook. Now remember, we do not count the one that's on our hook. So 1, 2, over, and single crochet into that stitch. And now we're going to work along, and we're going to put 1 single crochet in every stitch for the length of the chain. So row 1 is just 1 single in every stitch until you get to the end of the row. Just like that. All right, so I've made it to the end of row 1, and let's go ahead and begin row 2. Row 2, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now that chain 1 does not count as a stitch. It doesn't count as anything, so we'll just pretend like it's not even there. And we're going to work right back into this very first stitch, and we're going to work a double crochet into that stitch. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to start the repeat of our row here. So we are going to skip 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and into the next stitch we're going to work 3 double crochets. So skip, 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 and in the next one 3 doubles, all into the same stitch. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. All right, now we're going to chain 1 like that. And now what we're going to do is we are going to be working back into the stitches that one of the stitches that we skipped. So we skipped 3 stitches here. We're going to work in the middle one, so the second stitch here that we skipped, and we're going to work double crochets. Well, I call them long doubles. We're going to work 3 long doubles into this stitch, and I'll show you how it's done. It might take you a little bit of practice, but it's very easy once you get the hang of it. So remember that you have to chain 1 after this set of 3. Now we're going to yarn over like we're going to do a double crochet, and we're going to go into that, remember, the middle stitch of that group of 3. Go into it, and then behind, grab your yarn and draw through. The reason why I call it a long double is you kind of pull it up just a little bit longer like that, and then just do a regular double crochet just like that. Now you want to do that 3 times in the same stitch. So that was number 1. Let's do it again. Yarn over, go into that same stitch, grab your yarn, pull it up kind of long, just a little bit, and then do your regular double. That's 2. We're going to do that one more time. Yarn over, go into that same stitch, draw up a loop, a little bit long, and regular double, just like that. There, you did it. There's your woven shell. See that? That was pretty easy, wasn't it? Now we're going to skip 1 stitch. So skip this one, and we're going to put a double crochet into the next. So skip, and in the next we double crochet, and that ends the repeat, and we're going to start it again. So we are going to skip 3 stitches, skip, 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 and in the next we're going to put 3 double crochets. There's 1, 2, and there's 3. Make sure that you chain 1 after that. It's very important. Now we're going to go back and we're going to work in the middle stitch of the 3 that we skipped. So this one right here, and we're going to do 3 long doubles into that stitch. So we're going to yarn over, go into that middle stitch of the group that we skipped, draw up a loop, draw it up a little bit long, not real long, but just a little bit, and do a regular double crochet like that. And we need to do that 3 times in that same spot. So again, yarn over, go into that same stitch, do another long double, and then one more time. You can pull it over if you need to, like that. Sometimes I have to pull it over to make room in the same stitch, just like that. And there you have your second woven shell. See, that's easy, isn't it? All right, let's go ahead and skip 1 stitch, skip 1, and double crochet into the next. And this is what we're going to repeat until we get to the end of the row. That's what it kind of looks like. Let's do it one more time. So we're going to skip 3 stitches, skip, 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 and in the next we're going to do 3 double crochets. There's 1, 2, and there's 3. Chain 1. Make sure you chain 1 after that. It's very important. And now we're going to back it up, and we're going to do 3 of the long doubles in the middle stitch of this group of 3 that we skipped. So yarn over and go into that middle stitch. Grab up your yarn, pull it up a little bit long, and do your double crochet. So there's 1. You need to do that 3 times. Again, same stitch. There's 2. I said I always got to pull it over after that second one. And there's 3. And there it is. That is your 3rd woven shell. And again, we skip 1 and double into the next. So I'm going to repeat this pattern until I get to the end of row 2. All right, so I've made it to the end of row 2, and I just did my last woven shell, and I have 2 stitches that remain. I want to skip 1 and double crochet into my last stitch and dial into row 2, just like that. All right, so now we're going to start the repeat rows. It is a 2-row repeat, so rows 3 and 4 are the repeat rows. So we're going to go ahead and start row 3 by chaining 1 and turning our work. Chain 1 does not count as a stitch. we're going to go work right here into this very first stitch, and we're going to work 4 double crochets all into that same stitch. So there's 1, 2, 3, and there's 4. Now we are going to single crochet into that chain 1 space that's in between the woven shells. Remember I said it was very important to get that chain 1 right there. Single crochet into that space like that. Now we're going to start the repeat of row 3. What we're going to do is we are going to skip the 3 stitches of this shell. Skip the stitch here, and in the middle stitch of these 3 stitches of the next shell, so the middle stitch of the 3 stitches of the next shell all the way over, we're going to put 3 double crochets into it. So you see this shell right here, these 3 stitches, the middle one, we're going to put 3 double crochets into that one. I know it's a long stretch. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And you want to make sure you chain 1. That's very important. Now we're going to come over here to this this shell back here, and in the middle stitch of this group of 3, which is right here, we're going to do our 3 long doubles in that. So we're going to yarn over and go into the middle stitch of that group of 3 from that shell. So you can see 1, 2, 3, go into that middle one. And we're going to do our long doubles. 3 of them. There's 1. Go back into the same spot. Pull up a little bit longer to make it a long double. There's 2. Go back in again. And there is 3. So there you got your woven shell. And as you can see, they're going to be catty-cornered from each other. That's what we want. Now we're going to come to the next woven shell, which is right here. And in this chain 1 space from that shell, we're going to single crochet. And that'll end the repeat for row 3. So let's go ahead and do it again. So we jump all the way over here to this woven shell here. And we see these 3 doubles here. And in the middle one, we're going to work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. Make sure you chain 1. And then we're going to back it up. And this down here, well, this part of this woven shell, in the middle double crochet of this one, we're going to do our 3 long doubles. So this stitch right here. So yarn over, go into it, and we're going to do our 3 long doubles. There's 1. 2. There is 3. There's your woven shell complete. And now we're going to single crochet into the chain 1 space right here of the next shell, next woven shell. So right here, and we single crochet. So this is a pattern we're going to repeat for row 3. I'll go ahead and do it one more time. So we jump all the way over here to this shell in the middle double crochet right here. We're going to work 3 double crochets into it. There's 1, 2, 3, chain 1, very important. And then down here on this shell, the middle double crochet right here, we work our 3 long doubles into that middle one. Like I said, the long doubles might be a bit awkward at first, but you'll get used to them. They're not hard to do. They're just the same as a regular double. You're just pulling it up a little bit higher. And there you go. woven shell complete, and then we single crochet into the chain 1 space of our next woven shell, so right there, and then we repeat. So I'm going to repeat this pattern until I get to the end of row 3. Alright, so I just did my last woven shell, and then I single crocheted into the chain space of this woven shell here, and I'm at the end of my row. So I have these 3 doubles here and this last stitch here on the end. What I'm going to do is just put 4 double crochets in the last stitch to match the beginning where we put 4 double crochets. And this is how we end row 3. Just like that. Let's go ahead and start row 4, which is the final repeat of our row. So we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. Chain 1 does not count as anything. This time we're just going to put 1 double crochet into the very first stitch. Just like that. Now we're going to go ahead and start the repeats of the row. So we're going to do a woven shell right here. So we need to go all the way over here, these 3 doubles here, and work 3 doubles in the middle stitch here. There's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then we need to chain 1, remember, always very important. And then we need to come over here to, you'll see 3 stitches here. Remember, there were 4 at the beginning here, but we put a double crochet on top of one of them, so now there's 3. And in that middle one, we're going to work 3 long doubles. There's 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to come over here to the next woven shell, and in that chain 1 space we're going to single crochet, and that ends the repeat for row 4. So it's very similar to what we've been doing. We're only just working our shells catty-cornered from each other. So let's go ahead and do it again. So we have to jump all the way over here to this woven shell, and in the middle double crochet right here we work our 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, come right over here down here to these 3 doubles, and in the middle one we do our 3 long doubles. 1, 2, 3, and then our next woven shell right here, we're going to need to find the chain 1 space and single crochet into it. So that's the repeat for row 4. It's very similar to what we've been doing, you know, only the ends of row 3 and 4 are different. Everything else is pretty much the same. So again, all the way over here to the middle stitch of this group of 3 doubles. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then back down here the middle stitch of this group of 3 and do your 3 long doubles. 1, 2, 3, and then single crochet into that chain 1 space of your next woven shell. So I'm going to repeat this pattern until I get to the end of row 4. Alright, I'm coming to the end of row 4, and I just single crocheted into my last woven shell here, and I have all these stitches here. I need to do a woven shell across these stitches to match the other side. So in the we don't count this last stitch here, so there'll be 3 double crochets here. In the middle one we go ahead and work our 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and go back over here to where there are 3 double crochets. In the middle one, we do our 3 long doubles, sorry. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to end by putting 1 double crochet into the very last stitch. So there's 1 stitch here to skip, and then the very last one, we're going to put a double crochet to match the other side. There we go. That's how you do it. You keep repeating rows 3 and 4 until you get to your desired length. I would end on a row 4 repeat. And this is what it starts to look like. I think it's super cool. I love how thick it is. I think it make, you know, great. It'd make a cool rug too, mat, anything like that. But it's awesome, and I hope that you enjoyed my tutorial. I hope you're able to follow along. You can always show me a picture of what you make with the stitch. You know, the possibilities are endless. On my Bagoday Crochet Facebook page or my Instagram, you can look for links to all that below in the description box. Please don't forget to hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Until next time, stay safe. Bye, guys.